All right, so a lot of people are interested in these little cars that I work on. This one happens to be a 1971 N600 Honda. It is the predecessor to the Civic, to the CVCC. It is the first car that Honda brought to this country. And it's 600 cc's, as I was saying. This car is a customer's car, and he drives it every day and has for the last 30 years, which is pretty remarkable. I mean, he actually goes through tires, clutches, brakes like a normal car, and I'm the only one around that really services these things. So today he's had a running problem, or he has had a running problem in the last couple of weeks, and I got the valve cover off here of the 2-cylinder 600cc engine, and I was going to show you how we go about adjusting the valves on a 1971 Honda N600. It's pretty simple, although I'm not sure I can do it holding the camera, but I can explain it pretty well. It's a 2-cylinder air-cooled engine. The air is drawn through the fins, which is through the grill of the car. There's a fan that is belt driven. You can see the belt wraps around 90 degrees from the crankshaft. Just get a light there so you can see. Hold on a second. Grab my light. It's right here on the bench. We were talking about the belt. So it's belt driven off of the end of the crankshaft, which is right down there. There's a pulley, and it makes a 90-degree bend. It goes back to a mechanical fan, which blows the air out toward the firewall, and that's how the engine's cooled. But what we're going to do today is we're going to show you how to adjust the valves. So it's an overhead cam engine, I think I said that. The points are here with the vacuum advance. The points are just basically run off of an eccentric lobe on the camshaft there. Very, very simple. It has a wasted spark system, so it fires like a 4-cylinder, except on the strokes that are compressed or whatever it needs, it can fire. In other words, it's wasted spark on the exhaust. So we've got the valves. Depending on which one you want to adjust, you need the base circle. And so what you do is you bring the motor, you roll it over with your wrench, like so. You run it down in here, find the crankshaft bolt, and you can rotate the motor, like so. If you can see that or not. See that? You hear the compression? It's very, very common for these cam chains to stretch, and or the rollers, there's tensioners in there that keep it tight, to go out. And I thought that might be what's happening here. He's complaining of low power above 30 miles an hour. However, I found those valves are super tight. In other words, they're so tight they're staying open, and that could possibly contribute to that. If nothing else, we need to set the baseline so that it's tuned up. But the way we do that is we take our handy dandy feeler gauge here, and we get out our 5/1000s. Let's see which one that is. And you take it, and you got the cam on the base circle. In other words, the lobe, the pointy part, is pointed down away from the follower, and you try to simply shove it through the rocker, follower, and the base of the cam. If you cannot, go to a smaller one. Let's see, that was 4. I'm going to go to a 3. This is so hard to do because it's all slippery with oil. And we've got something at 3, so it needs to be opened up about 1/1000. And the way we do that is very simple. There's these nuts here that are on these shafts that go across. You loosen up the nut on the shaft here, and you simply just rotate the shaft. There's a hole in the side of the shaft, right like so, and you can twist it. Just pull this or push this, and the shaft is eccentric, and it pushes the eccentric further to decrease clearance, or away from to increase the clearance. So you just loosen up this nut, or bolt I should say, rotate the shaft until you get the clearance you want. That should suffice. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen this up until we can get a 5 or 6/1000 in there. Right now it's about 3/1000, so it's pretty tight. These ones here had no clearance at all. And I'm sure it's going to make this thing run much better. Again, these things are overhead cam. They have a side draft carburetor, which I believe is a 30 millimeter, and it's a 2-cylinder inline. The exhaust runs around and out and down here. This is the heat exchanger part of the exhaust where you get your heat. There's a fan motor that sits here, blows air in around the exhaust, not through the exhaust. You want to blow exhaust into the cabin, but around the exhaust and into the cabin. Little power brake unit. Here's your master cylinder reservoir. Master cylinder's down here. Pretty neat. Hopefully I've familiarized you with the Honda 600. Pretty neat little car, as I was just saying. My camera's doing some funny things here, so I gotta get off and get back to work. But I'm hoping that you learned how to adjust valves on a N600. All right, thank you for watching. Have a great day. All right, so it's a lovely day here in Portland, Oregon. It's spring turning to summer, so it seems. And that just makes me red with envy? No. It makes this little red car look like a jewel that needs to be driven. I think we should do it. It's a customer's car. I gotta take it for a drive. Anyways, I might as well bring you along with me. So we are in the cockpit of a 1971 Honda N600. I gotta put my seatbelt on. Not sure it would really help me because it's not a retractable belt. It's just something that flops across your lap, and you gotta figure out how to buckle it together. So this is the sedan version of the car. Oh. Get going here. There's a garbage truck right behind us. We don't want any interference. Horn, no tack, just a fuel gauge, parking brake, light, charge light, turn signal. I'll turn that on. You can see it blinking. And we're going to see if we can get this thing up past 30 miles an hour after adjusting the valves, because the customer said it was running like poo-poo. And looks like it runs pretty good. Oh, it does got some sputtering. That's in the points. Yeah. So, okay. Well, she bucks like a Bronco. I'm gonna turn around. I know what's wrong with it now. Try something here. It's like the points or the breaker plate, something that's broken. Bucks like a Bronco under heavy load. So I think I know exactly what's going on. We gotta go back to the shop. Sometimes test driving a car is the only way to figure out what's really wrong with it. Idle's fine, revved up fine at the shop, but until you put on the load and the point cam starts to move around. You hear that? It's just misfiring like crazy. And when you only got 2 cylinders, oh boy. Yeah, I can see why it won't go very fast. So we've got our shifter here. We're in 3rd gear. Probably gonna pull it down in a second. And we gotta pull it back apart and see what's going on. All right, wish this was a more productive video, but kind of is. It's a diagnostic production video. I think purrs like a kitten, but doesn't go so good under load. So we're gonna fix that up, get our seatbelt off, put her in neutral, the brake on. I'll take one more look on the outside. There we go. There's our little red rocket. Now we're going to get to work and make it run a little better. Okay, we're back with the little red N600 that was having a drivability issue. I replaced the points with some good used ones, and I replaced the point wire, the one that goes inside the distributor. As the distributor or the breaker plate would rotate, it would disconnect. And it took a little while to figure that one out. And so reset the timing, and let's take it for a ride. Let's see if she can actually go over 30 miles an hour. Last time we were a bit disappointed. It would just buck and fart and pop. So we're gonna take off our e-brake, put it in 1st gear, give her a little gas, look in the rearview mirror. No trucks are coming. Oh yeah, I can tell already. This thing's gonna fly. That's the way it should be. Brakes are tight. We're still in 1st gear. Make sure we're There's no cars coming. Yeah, smooth. There's 40 in second. Oh, he's going to be so happy. Third gear, doing about 45. That's good. I'm happy with that. Turn our turn signal on. And we'll go through the park here. She runs great. Drop her down in the second gear. Kind of went through, see how she takes away. Oh yeah, really torquey. Yeah, so we adjusted the valves, checked the cam timing, and then found some problems in the distributor. What a world of difference. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how I drove it in the way it was. Okay, do a little acceleration run here. Sweet runner. That's real nice. Clicks right along. Okay, I got a jam on the binders. That's much better. I like a responsive Honda N600. Sweet. Good day for a drive too. All right, thanks for watching. We fixed another one.